screen that Mexican OT, I think his name is. Has anybody seen that lip service interview or at least the clip? Yeah, I want to talk about that because, man, it blew me. It blew me. It blew me for real. And, you know, I very rarely talk about this type of thing because I feel like it's a lot of black men and black women that are like lost and delusional when it comes to things like this. So it's like you either will understand me and feel what I'm saying or you won't. And the fact that if you don't, it will like really irritate me. So I don't talk about topics like this too often, but yeah. So today I want to talk about the Mexican OT lip service interview. Number one, it says the topics here. Mexican OT goes on lip service with Angela Yee and says, what are black people gonna do about him saying the N-word? Hey, how you doing, supervillain? What are black people gonna do about him saying the N-word? Number two, I want to know why black people allow non-black people, POCs, whatever you want to call it. Why does the black community allow these people to say the N-word? And I feel like it's because a lot of black people yearn for acceptance from other races, but these other races show nothing but disrespect. And they're clearly playing in our faces because how many slurs are we using? How many slurs are we using for other races? None. Supervillain. Yeah, if you go look on TikTok, you just look up Mexican OT lip service, you'll see the clip right there at the top of the screen. Yeah, and you know, I wish that black people would think about like why do you think that using the N-word is so important to other races? Why they can't come up with their own words for their own culture and community that they want to use? Why must they use the N-word for black people? Huh? Have you ever wondered why they must use words that are in the black community when they're not black and not in the black community? You know? And I think if you are a critically thinking person, once you actually are realistic with yourself and understand why other races, Hispanics, Latinos, Asians, whiteys, Indians, why they want to use the word, you'll understand. Then you won't let somebody say it around you. You know what I mean? And number four, I want to talk about why we shouldn't allow it. But my thing is that, you know, black women, we can only do so much when it comes to things like this. That really is something that has to be handled more with the men in our community. But clearly, everybody believes the men in our community are weak. You know what I'm saying? Mexican OT believes black men are weak. That's the reason why he said it. If he was really scared about somebody seeing him in the streets and beating the brakes off of him, he wouldn't have said it. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many black men that don't understand that. Like the fact that Mexican man sat there being a Spaniard, being a white tea Hispanic, and sat there and said, oh, we the same. We not the same. I don't care if you grew up around black people or not. You are not black. And you're a Trump supporter. But you over here saying the N-word and culturally appropriating under the name of you live in Texas. Beef for real. You know, and I wish that I've seen a few black men that were upset by this. You know what I'm saying? Mostly black men are the ones that encourage other races of people to say the N-word and make them feel like it's okay. Because the way they think that black people are, that we're violent, we're this, we're that, If they really thought that we was going to step and stand behind them using a word and start jacking them up, they will stop using it. If every time they did it, they got chin checked, you know? Yeah. So anywho, that's what I want to talk about today because it's just something I'm really like, you're not a black person, but you feel like you're entitled to use a word that at least half of the black community wouldn't want you to use. So even if you say, oh, I can use the N-word because I love black people. I love black people. I'm an honorary black person. I grew up with black people. Well, at least 50% of black people don't like you to use it. So why wouldn't you respect the culture and the community and not use it? But at the end of the day, they don't use it because they keep using it because they have zero respect for black people. And they feel like they're entitled to everything that black people have to offer. While at the same time gatekeeping their own stuff. How you gonna gatekeep from black people but then want to come in and take everything black people got to offer? Make that make sense. China, I heard that too. I heard the NYC that crazy too. Anytime a person that is not black has ever said the N-word around me, I've always said something to them about it. Like, hey, I don't know what black people let you do that, but you can't do it around me. Let's see. Oh, you watched the Supervillain? What you think about it? Miss Good News. Yeah, I'm talking about the clip of the Mexican OT. Like I said, it's just very irritating. Very irritating. And I see Mexican people saying the N-word like more than black people. And honestly, like I said, we've let them get comfortable in doing that. Like the first time they tried that stuff, somebody should have lumped them up, period. But instead, black people like, oh, okay, sure. We want acceptance from you all. We want to feel loved by you all. So you can say it. All the while, these people don't care about black people at all. They don't like you. They don't respect you. Because if they respected you, they wouldn't use the word at all. They wouldn't. Yes, Miss Good News. Yes, Brooklyn, I understand. They be saying it regardless if a black person say they don't like it. And that's how you know that it's rooted in the disrespect of black people. Because if they really cared about black people, the fact that some black people had a problem with it would be enough for them to say, you know what? That is rooted in a racial slur. So, and I know I'm not black. As I sit here with my Spaniard parents, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? My white tea parents, I'm not going to do it. I won't say that to you. But they never do it. They just keep on. Like, it really be pissing me off. Like, these be the things that I don't talk about a lot, but it's really so frustrating to me. Everybody always want to culturally appropriate and take everything from us and use all our words and do all of this stuff, but then at the end of the day, not respect us at all. Like, these fools voted for Trump and still want to be able to come in and get an honorary N-word pass. Like, ugh. Oh, you had something to say, Supervillain?
Hey Drake, yeah, I just watched the clip. Wow, that was a shocker. Just a couple points, if I may. I want to say the most interesting thing about that clip to me personally was that I guess the guy's name was OT. He looked around and asked if there's any black dude around, and then I think they said there were like one or two, and he specifically said, "What are you going to do about it?" And I know in this time or this certain topic, we're not looking for separation, but I have to bring some things to light. Like he specifically asked for a black dude, a man, and still said what he had to say. Number one. Number two, let's please, y'all, let's not even sit here and act like these black men do not be telling non-black women to use the word, especially when they're engaging in sexual activity. They be throwing the word all up and down the street. So I'm honestly thinking the only people that's really mad about this is black women. Black men are known. I've heard multiple non-black women say that they love when they say that, especially during sexual activity. Now, I don't know if black men have a problem with it because a man said it, and that might be the issue, but we ain't about to sit here and act like black men don't be telling black women, I mean, non-black women to say that word and, do that degenerate activity all the time. To me, specifically, he called out a black dude and asked what you going to do about it. And I guess none of them said anything because it sounded like there were like two or three in the background. And I'm at the stance like, yeah, well, what are they going to do about it? That's the point. And they're not going to do nothing. We're going to be sitting here mad. And again, these black men are going to be with non-black women saying the word, laughing at us, getting mad, and getting angry. I don't know if I look at it particularly different because I am from New York and the culture is different over here. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to New York, we definitely take the L. Everybody says the word. Black, white, Hispanic, Native American, alien, they all say it. And from where I'm from, I'm specifically from Queens. And Queens is literally the most diverse place in the world. You can look it up. I Googled it. Everybody says it. I now particularly don't hang around with a lot of people who's using the word casually like that. So I can't even really say, you know what I mean? I'm around people to check it or anything. I know I haven't personally checked it. I'm going to be accountable and say I have not. But I know like the culture is different here than like down south. I know like down south, they take that very seriously. Like you will get chin checked. So I think it really depends on when you are. I don't know how we feel as a collective, as a people on it, but I'm going to say if we're going to complain about I mean, black men are doing this for sport. They're doing it in sexual activity and letting it slide with non-black women. So we have to also take that in account. Are we about to sit here and be mad when our counterpart is literally doing this for fun? So I just want to throw that in there as a just a talking point. Yo, trigger. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I personally I never let it slide. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, my father always instilled in me to you don't let nobody call you the N-word that ain't black because they not your friends. It's not cool. It's a way to psychologically dominate you and subjugate you and to also treat you, I mean, out for lack of a better word, like a bitch. And I think that so many black people have gotten comfortable in being treated like bitches that they're not even aware that they're being treated like a bitch. Because if white people say it, Hispanic people say it to your face and you just sit there and let them do it, do you think that you could say a whole bunch of racial slurs to them and them not check you? Absolutely not. They would check you in a minute. But they expect because they believe that you're beneath them. They but they expect because they believe that you're beneath them. They believe that you are beneath them and they believe that it is their right to say that to you and that you shouldn't say nothing. So when you don't, it just furthers on your own subjugation and domination, in my opinion. But I've never let nobody get that off. I never would let nobody get that off. I will always say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't say that around me. I do believe that black people have encouraged it, more specifically black men, because if black men were to stand on business and actually be men and so-called leaders of the community, then people wouldn't feel so comfortable in doing it. But of course, that's not the case. Black men are always dropping the ball when it comes to these types of things, which is, you know, unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? But I also think a big part of it is allowing black people, like black Americans specifically, are very inviting, and we allow other people that are across the diaspora to come in. And a lot of times people that are in the diaspora are and a lot of times people that are in the diaspora are out of touch with the true venom of the word, because it was only really intended for black American people. So when you get Jamaicans coming, Haitians coming, Caribbeans coming, they are disconnected, in my opinion, from the word and the way that Black Americans are. So a lot of them was based in a lot of them encouraging it, but I'm not gonna say it hasn't been Black American people encouraging it too, because I do believe Black American males have definitely been are also behind this. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen so many Black people that are not Black Americans tell and encourage other people of other races to use it. And I'm thinking to myself, you barely should be using it. You know what I'm saying? But you over here telling somebody else to use it that ain't even Black at all. And I feel strongly about this, but I very rarely talk about it because it's so many Black people that are cool with this. Even Black people that I like will be like, oh, I can't even believe you cool with this. So it's just like I don't understand how you can let somebody subjugate you to your face and treat you like I said. I mean, I don't know what other word to say. It's just treat you like a bitch. That's exactly what it is. Because I can guarantee you, you're not going to no group of Mexicans sitting nowhere and calling them the WB word or the S word, and they gonna be like, oh yeah, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. No, they're gonna have a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? You still have in California where Mexicans was unaliving Blacks and trying to get them out of communities and doing all of this crazy things. And it's like, y'all think it's cool for them to be using the word when they really don't like it? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I just my mind is blown every time. Like I just I don't know. And it is crazy to see so many Black people not stand on business. It's so disappointing to me because like when I watched the clip or whatever, and the girl that asked the question, she's Nigerian. So first of all, why'd you even asking? Why would you even ask the man that if you knew you wasn't gonna stand on business with him? Because even if you didn't want to make it an issue, you could have told him, hey, you said you grew up with Black people. You say you've been in the trenches with Black people. You do know that a lot would you keep using it? Why would you feel like that's something that you're entitled to do? And why do you want to use it? You know what I'm saying? But you just in there, like that just blew me. But let me go down here to Auntie Fee. You
So
there?
much for having me. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so glad that you are bringing this topic up. You're triggered. Thank you so much because you are bringing this topic up. You're triggered. Thank you so much because I want to put something out that I had a question on for the longest time. I'm gonna take it way back. The Jennifer Lopez, the J Lo and Ja Rule song "I'm Real," right? Where I remember when
Yep,
this
yep.
song first came out, it was a lyric in the song where she says something. I'm not gonna repeat it, but she says the N word in the song. J Lo was then made to apologize. She had to do a press conference and apologize. My question has always been, why did J-Lo have to apologize, but Fat Joe didn't? Fat Joe used N-word in his songs all the time. So many Spanish artists, Cardi B uses N-word in the song all the time. How is it that others did not have to apologize, but J-Lo did? I never understood that from way back in the day. So I'm glad you brought this topic up because I always wanted to ask this question. So that is one of my points. And then another one of my points, I wanted to go off of something that Supervillain has said about, which was very valid, about how when Black men date outside of the race, they allow those women to say the word, right? Their racial slur or whatever. So I cannot imagine, on the flip side, I cannot imagine a Black woman dating a outside of her race man, and that man asking her to participate in that sort of thing. I don't think that that happens. And they always talk about they demonize black women who date outside of the race. They call them bed wenches and all sorts of negative things. But when we go over to the other side of the fence and divest, we are usually, sometimes we are. There's cases, there's one-off cases, but a lot of time we are not subjugated in the way that black men allow themselves to be subjugated by their non-black partners. I would doubt if a black woman dating a young white man or a white man is he's saying, oh, call me the C word or call me a negative white person name. No, he's not telling her that. So why would our men be going over to another demographic of women and telling them to, in, physical situations, use this word towards me? It's ridiculous. So I yield my time. I just wanted to bring up those 2 points, but thank you for having me.
No problem, no problem. And yes, I definitely remember the J Lo and Ja Rule situation. I remember Ja Rule tried to tell everybody chill out, and that he wrote it for her and it wasn't a big deal and all that other stuff. I remember all of that. And I also remember the Fat Joe being allowed to do it. I never was cool with Fat Joe doing it. That's clearly a white T Hispanic or a white T Latino, whatever you want to call him. He
Wasn't
ain't black.
either.
That's for
Why
doggone
wasn't
sure.
it the same though? Why didn't they get the same treatment? Because I thought Fat Joe and Jennifer Lopez were the same sort of demographic. So why she had to apologize but he didn't?
It
I'm
might be
sorry, I'm done
because
with
she
it.
was a woman. It might be because
I
she's a
think
woman,
so.
maybe.
But
And
Trey, that
yeah.
doesn't even make sense because, like we said, these black men love when these non-black women use the word. They tell them to use it freely. I would think there
Oh
would have been
yeah,
more
yeah.
pushback for Fat Joe, which, by the way, we're finding out he's not even. I think they were saying he's not even Latino Hispanic. He's like Irish or something like that, and he's presenting as a Hispanic man. I think there was a rumor going around. Like Big Pun, yes, he was Latino or Hispanic, and using the word, but they're saying Fat Joe is literally not even. I don't know. That's the rumor in New York that he's not
I
even
wouldn't be
Latino. He's
surprised.
I'm
presenting.
crying. That's hilarious.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He looked like a white man to me. Like so, yeah, that's what he looked like to me. I've never liked Fat Joe. I
Never
never
tans
liked.
in the summertime. I'm sorry, Trig. I said, do you notice he don't
Yeah,
never
that's true.
tan in the summer? I'm sorry, Trig. I said, do you notice he don't
Yeah,
never
that's true.
tan in the summertime? He's been cosplaying for a long time, but I'm just saying, you would think J Lo it'd be more acceptable for her to say it than him. They love when excuse me, black woman uses the word. So yeah, that's a good point to bring up. That was really weird. And now Cardi B uses it. Everybody uses it. That's a New York thing again. So I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
go
and my
there.
thing
I
is that
told y'all I'll take the L. We definitely taking the L.
I mean, as far as Cardi B goes, I don't think that she should use it. I don't respect Cardi B for using it. Definitely remember the interview that she did when people asked her about using it, and she said that it was just a lingo, and that she knows that it can be offensive to some black people, but she wasn't going to stop using it because it was her lingo. And my thing is this, is that for all the people that will call Cardi B black, she is not, and that's the reason why she said it was not her lingo, because she is not black, and that's the reason why she said she's sorry for using it, but she's not going to stop. What black person says that? No, none, because that woman is not a black woman. And but like I said, I blame a lot. Black people have a lot to do with the reason why these people feel like they can violate and they can disrespect. And then my thing is that for the people that call Cardi B black, like, if y'all look at her original face, y'all see that original face that she had where she looked like a banana. Be fucking for real, that is not a black woman, period. And I'm tired of people trying to compare her million surgery, her million face to say like, oh, she black. Like, well, I need y'all to go back and look at that lady's previous faces, and go look at her daddy and her mama, and then come back to me. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna start calling her cardiovascular B. All right, use three
Meant
nine
that
seven.
on purpose. That was funny. I'm doing that. I thought she meant that on purpose. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, snap. She called her cardiovascular. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna start saying that from now. Cardiovascular B. But yeah, like I said, I just the reason, like, I know that it's still a lot of people that let white people and Hispanics and stuff like that get away with doing this. I never will. I don't care if I'm 80 years old. I won't. But I will say that the way Mexican OT said it, like, who's gonna do something about it or ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it, that just blew me. Like, I just wanted like 15 dudes to just pop up from the cut and just give them 32 pieces in a biscuit, because that was just, that was so entitled. That was so disrespectful. And I can't believe that any black man that's a celebrity or as a promoter, that man for anything moving forward. He's a Trump supporter too. So you know, for real, he's racist. So it's like, you gonna let a racist person use the N-word? Like, what? And steal your culture at that? Culturally appropriate you like crazy? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, but you know, I know people would say like, "Oh, you're just trying to find a way to blame the black man," but really, I don't feel like any of this will ever change or improve, because there are so many black men that are supposed to be in charge of, checking things like this. They're never gonna check it. Oh, did you have something to say, supervillain?
Interrupt you. I wanted to talk to the cookout part when you finished your commentary. I had a couple things to say about that as
Oh, go
well.
ahead, sis. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those things that irritate the top of the crack in the middle of my behind. The whole cookout invitations. I say this all the time. Y'all are literally inviting the progeny of the people that literally ate our ancestors at picnics, at barbecues, for breakfast, for lunch, and the parts they could not digest, they made furniture out of it. Our hair and our bones. I cannot stand the invited to the cookout invitation. Trig, it irritates my soul. Not only that, is because it's like, y'all don't like these people's food. Y'all don't like, I mean, they don't, I'm not even trying to be funny. Most of them don't have rhythm. One of them can dance, and it's like a whole hoopla hooray. Y'all want to use them as a minstrel show. It is so annoying. The obsession with YT proximity, again, that's the thing for me. I do not understand. We don't like these people's food. We don't like their style of, we really don't like these people in general. I'm not saying on an individual case. I'm saying as a collective. And my thing is, we love being black, but because being black is relegated to being quote unquote ghetto, we're trying to, I don't know, gain proximity to white people so we don't look ghetto. I I'm gonna be honest, Trig. I could give a damn if white people or non-black people thought I was ghetto. I'm not trying to be like them. I don't prefer their entertainment. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why we cosplay for these people. We like it over here. We like the bamboo earrings and the long nails. We like our music that we dance to, not the degenerate one, but I'm talking about like beat wise and the good music, the stuff that we have a good time with and can listen to with our parents, not the trash that goes on. But for the most part, we like our culture. People like to make fun of Black American people as if we don't have culture, but the little things that we try to gatekeep, they want to be all up in it. And then when we try to gatekeep and keep it to ourselves or keep it Black American, people get mad and say it's divisive when it comes to the diaspora wars. That's the one thing I can't stand, because I see how Black Americans are not valued. Because my mother is a Black American. I was born here as a Black American. My father is Nigerian. And I can see how other cultures that are non-Black, that are in the diaspora, attack Black American culture. But one thing I always like to point out is, especially when they say, "Oh, you guys are here and don't do nothing," we're in a country where we're not the majority. We're the minority. But this is our homeland. Remember, a lot of y'all talking smack. I'm sorry, no offense to like the Jamaicans, Caribbeans, the other Africans. Y'all left y'all homeland where y'all are the majority to come here for opportunity. So we could say the same thing. Why didn't you make it over where you were at? Why'd you have to come over here? Remember, in your country, you're the majority. Over here, we're the minority, and we have white supremacy, discrimination, and all that, and we are still able to make it way. We made it so that other people can come here and use the resources that we hardly get to use ourselves. So I don't even want to make it political or go down that road because I can rant, but I have to remind people about that. Like, y'all have to understand, y'all are talking smack, but left your country where you're the majority to come here. We're the minority in this country. Because we're the minority, they don't think this is our homeland, but we've been here 400 something years. Our ancestors' sweat, blood, and tears is what went into the agriculture, the the culture, everything that is what America is today is from the sweat, blood, and tears of our ancestors. This is our country. This is our culture. So when we want to gatekeep it, we have the right to do so. Just like when it's time to get ready and the non-Black Americans of African diaspora want to claim their culture, like, oh, I'm not Black, I'm a Jamaican. Oh, I'm not this, I'm a Bahamian. Oh, I'm not this, I'm Ghanaian. Yeah, well, we can say, oh, we're not this, we're Black. This is our culture. We want to gatekeep it. We want to keep it, to ourselves. We want to cultivate it. And I don't think there should be a problem with it. And I'm just saying that as somebody, it may sound sensitive, who grow up with both sides. It's almost like being in an interracial relationship sometimes. You see both sides to it, and I'm not going to lie, Trig. Black American culture is not valued enough. And that's one thing I'm definitely going to do every time I get a chance to do it. I do it with my other side of my family. I don't tolerate that shit. I make sure I stand up for my people because if it wasn't for us, our blood, sweat, and tears, America would not be where it is. People really undervalue what Black Americans did for America. And more of that, like, critical race theory is not going to be a thing, unfortunately. This is why we have to be the ones to teach other people and our children. People, I told you the other day, Trick, one of these kids thought that Harriet Tubman wasn't a real person. That is insane to me. She is an actual real life American superhero, and they think that she's not real because we're not doing our job teaching our kids our history. So I know I'm taking it to another place, so I'm going to be quiet, but I just have to get that from my chest. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I was definitely listening. I was listening to everything that you were saying, and I definitely agree. And I like when you first started talking about, you was talking about the cookout and stuff like that. I That's something that grinds my gears. Black people offering access to spaces that are supposed to be for us, because somebody does something on the mediocre tip that they would never praise Black people for doing. Like, so it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like a grace that's given of mediocrity to other races when they do something that we can do great. If they just do it a little bit, okay, here we are talking about, oh yeah, you can come to the cookout, you can come over here. And I don't believe that. The cookout is closed. None of y'all can come at all. I would say not the paper bag test, the envelope test. If you the color of the envelope, get out. You can't come. You ain't got no melanation, you cannot come. You not Black, you cannot come to the cookout. Get lost. We're definitely reserve the right to block your entry. Okay. I guess I just I don't know. I just see so much like, seriously though, I see so much of Black people bending over backwards to give acceptance and love to people that would never do the same. It's the same with all of these Black girls that I see like right now. They're giving love to a lot of the K-pop boy groups. I seen this one K-pop group that I forgot the name of them. I think they're called BSG or something. I can't remember now. But apparently they're really popular with Black girls, and Black girls are paying all this money to take pictures with them at their meet and greets. But they done said a whole bunch of bad stuff about Black women, which is crazy because their whole aesthetic is cosplay. No, it's not BTS user, it's another one. It's another one. But their whole aesthetic is cosplaying Black people. and they be wearing wave caps and do rags, and it's like, excuse me, why do y'all Asians have on do rags? Like what? You know what I'm saying? But everybody wants to take from us, but nobody wants to pour in us. Everybody want to come in and use all our culture up, but then if we want to do something, oh no, you ain't supposed to do that. That's our culture. Is it? Because imagine if we was running around here with kimonos on and talking in Japanese accents or Korean accents or Chinese accents. People would be out their mind. They would say, you don't see that this is appropriation. You don't see this is disrespectful. But y'all don't see nothing disrespectful when y'all run around here dropping the N-word every 2 seconds, or running around here with do-rags on and boho braids and getting, you know what I'm saying, 4C perms, using pipe cleaners so that you can make your hair kinky. Weirdos. Like, nobody says nothing about that though. I just really think it's crazy that Black people get the most disrespect, but are expected to be the most welcoming. Like, that's what I don't understand. You got Hispanics calling Black police officers the N-word, but then y'all making all these videos crying and hooting and hollering and asking Black people to come out there and get in the field and be your Black body bag because ICE is coming to get y'all. Like, no, I'm gonna sit back and mind my business and not help y'all with nothing. Y'all can't even not use the N-word, and you think I'm finna risk my health and safety for y'all? Y'all are smoking something premium, boy. Absolutely not. And I think a lot of times there are a lot of Black people that are afraid to say things like that. But, and I think that's also a problem, because you can have all of these little, that's also a problem because you can have all of these little, podcasts where people, coded language, you know what I'm saying? Or, what is the word? It's something when you say a word that you're trying to attach to some and just be. It's really it's very upsetting because we could never make any strides for real until we would get most Black people on board with this. And honestly, I believe it's a 50-50 split. Like, it's a whole lot of Black women that are inviting and things like that when they shouldn't be, and allow disrespect, and Black men. So it's like, bruh, let's see here. You said user 397, you said you're a fan of some non-Black musicians who do Black inspired music, but they gotta be respectful. I mean, I feel you on that. Like, I'm not saying that. There's a difference between cultural appropriation and appreciation. In my opinion, I do think that they're two different things. You got to pay homage. You got to make sure that you tell everybody you know where you got it from, and you got to stay in your lane. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yeah, it was a lot I had wanted to touch on. I want to go back to the girls with the Black girls in the K-pop, and I definitely understand like the K-pop people being, not understand them being a racist. I'm meaning the girls listening to it, only because what's the alternative? Like, a lot of the young ladies are tired of listening to hip hop. What other, and the R&B isn't even R&B like it used to be at this point. It's terrible too. What do they have to listen to? So I do understand them going to another genre. Unfortunately, the artists don't respect the art form and their fans, which sucks. It's always going to suck for Black girls. What are they supposed to do? I only say that because like even with my daughter and her friends, and I see other young people, they are tired of what's left to offer. I'm also gonna say the point of the Cookout being so good is because we're exclusionary. Like, I want Black people to understand that everybody can't get in. It's supposed to be like that. We're cultivating and gatekeeping our culture. That's why the cookout is so fun. If you start bringing everybody, it dilutes it and it becomes like everything else and it's boring. Then we're going to turn around and look like, what happened? What happened to the cookout? And nobody knows what happened. We know what happened. You invited one non-black person who could do something nice, and now everybody's in here, and it's diluted and it's messed up. I also want to say the inverse is also crazy because when black people, like when you said if black women started walking around with kimonos, I'm not even gonna lie, black women would f that shit the hell up. We would be rocking the hell out of damn kimonos. Okay, I can see it right now. Bright red kimonos, long bright red nails, gold earrings. We would be killing. We would be unalive in that look. By the way, but even when black women want to enter spaces, just like Beyonce with country, um, black women voices in country music. I'm just looking so forward to that. It is gonna be almost like spells. And that's why they don't want us to join in because once we start doing, by the way, I heard country was music was invited and invented by black people anyway, but you know how that goes. Like once we enter something, they know we're gonna take over. That's why they don't like us entering things. I heard somebody say the other day Nicki Minaj would do great if she went into rock music rapping. And I thought about it and I said, yeah, that's so true. They won't let that happen because once we get in, it's a wrap. We're going to take over. And it's crazy because we're not going to make it bad. We're just going to raise the bar so much that they won't be able to do it adequately enough. And that's another reason why Kamala didn't win, by the way. But that's another story. But I just want to throw that in. I see you got somebody else. So I'll be quiet.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And I definitely get where you're coming from. And my daughter likes some K-pop stuff, and so do I. I don't see anything wrong with listening to other cultures' music, even if they use elements of black culture. I just feel like I seeing black girls take pictures and overly fangirl over men that actually think they're ugly, fangirl over men that actually think they're ugly because they're black is wild to me. I just feel like it's black women, black women, accepting less than what they deserve, like, you know what I'm saying? And Queen, to you said we don't wear their music though as a whole. I think I get what you're saying, but you might need to clarify for me, but I think I get what you're saying. Go ahead, Leisha.
Okay, hey everyone. I
Hey.
have something to like probably partial of the conversation, but I wanted to piggyback off of what Supervillain was saying. Um, as far as country music and majority of the music that we listen to in America these days, black people did create it. So as far as like country music is derivative of the blues and the banjo, in which country music was the main instrument used to create country music, is derivative from West Africa. So when people, I would just appreciate for if everyone as a whole in this country, when they talk about black people diving into their music or their culture, they need to actually do the research and see that most of it comes from us. As far as like the K-pop genre, I think it's interesting because I don't know if anyone else sees this or notices this, but I see a lot of Asian culture and people mimicking black people across the board. Like
Absolutely.
I can scroll on even TikTok sometimes and I see like an Asian woman selling a braided wig. She has it on her head and all types of. I just think that's distasteful. Also, I seen a video of like a group of Asian men getting locks, and I mean, I don't see it talked about enough. They're the most disrespectful people towards our culture, if you think about it, because they do things discreetly. Like they do a lot of blackface, and I see like a Asian guy like yo yo yo, like that all is a mockery of our culture. So they can't say anything about K-pop. Of our culture, so they can't say anything about K-pop. With regards to us, um, exhibiting interest in that because their culture is big on
appropriating us as well.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself. I definitely agree with you, Leisha. I think though that the reason why they're able to get away with it more sometimes, I feel this they're people of color, they're not white. So sometimes, it seems like why we're not trying to do it like that. Look at us. We're people of color. We you know what I'm saying? Even though they'll be just as harmful as white people. And sometimes even worse. Now y'all said the live is glitching. The live is glitching because people are reporting it, y'all. So that just means that y'all gotta like hit some likes up, and I'll block anybody in here that I haven't seen like before. Let me block this guy right here, Tito
I wonder
Alex. You're
who
getting
would.
blocked.
I wonder who would complain about this live. That's really interesting. Who would be complaining about this live? I just want y'all to think
The
about that while y'all
same
tap the screen.
people.
By the way,
You already know. Yep, you already
Yes,
know the
and not
same
to call
people that are
anybody out.
that we talking about. That we talking about.
Right, and not to call anybody
You said
out,
what
but
you say, Leisha?
not to call anybody out. I promise you I don't want to, but like China Ming 02 in the comments, did you want to come? Don't want to, but like China Ming 02 in the comments, did you want to come up? Like what it, or because it's like suspicious that like they come in the live and they sit and watch, but they seems like it's
Oh no,
like
China
anytime we
Mean's been in
talk
here a lot.
about, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
China
Anytime we
Mean's been in
talk
here a lot.
about, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, China Mean, she's in my lives a lot. She's cool. But yeah, but I definitely the people that I didn't know who they were in the people that I could see, I did block, but I'm sure that there's probably some other people in there too that are, sneaking and reporting. But this is all what I'm saying, like the lack of respect for black people, because I can guarantee you that whoever is reporting, y'all also copy black culture, but you're mad that we're talking about our appropriation and you want to report me. It's really disgusting. Like, honestly, it really is. It's really disgusting. Like, honestly, it really is. Let me go down here to Queen. Go ahead, Queen.
Marguerite, how you doing? So I just wanted to clear up what I was trying to state, and you kind of took one of the words out of my mouth. We appreciate other people's cultures. We like, that's cool. We even make it fun, but we know it's not ours. We don't appropriate, like we don't take it in, like now we have a say so in what you do. We barely even know the language because they don't reciprocate their culture like they like to take our verbiage or take our cultural influences, excuse me, I'm getting a little tongue tied. So that's what I meant, where it's like, yeah, we can appreciate, their style and their craft of entertainment, but we don't go and say, okay, look at that move, it's ours. No, we know how to do our own things from scratch without anybody else's influence, especially before the last 2 years, before TikTok like really took over and social media grew more. Black culture alone, I'm from New York, you know what I mean? Like the home of like spitting bars in the middle of the streets and dance parties and talent shows, where you saw the most creativity from block parties. It's nice. Go ahead. You see things like block parties and all of those sort of things where you see the talent inside of our community. So that's what I was stating, because everything they're doing was in the inner cities first. Be real.
Yes. I definitely agree with what you're saying as well. I mean, like I said, I know that they're like it's all black women up here, and I agree with everything that y'all are saying. And I never really felt like black women are fully the problem. When it comes to this, I mean, there are some black women that are a problem with this, but I think we could stop allowing these things to happen if more black men that took a stand against appropriation. And sometimes Black Americans have to also specifically stand up here in America because, like I said earlier, there are people across the diaspora that play crazy too. Like Kai Cenat, who said Black people don't have any culture, as he sits there and tries to steal so many elements of Black American culture. It's like, what are you talking about? The reason why you got money is because of Black American culture, punk. But that's just how it be. And so I just feel like it's just a slippery slope that we on. And honestly, but I'm weird. I really don't play. Like, if you do things like that, like Kai Cenat, I would never support nothing that he do. The minute I heard he said Black Americans don't have culture, I was like, okay, bet. I wouldn't even give this man a penny that I found on the ground. I would not support that man in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You play like that and you culturally appropriate, because people will culturally appropriate, period. Like, anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Oh, let me go up here to supervillain.
That I didn't know he said that. That's so unfortunate. I just want to say I mean, this is why I say we have to start informing our children in our community more. American culture is Black culture for the most part. When it comes to music, our music is imported the most. When it comes to fashion, even with these high price, high fashion sales, streetwear is the most imported fashion out of America. That is Black American culture. That's not Jamaican culture, Ghanaian culture, Bohemian culture. Like, that's Black American culture, streetwear. It's sweatsuits. You're not telling me sweatsuits came from Jamaica. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. But that's why I say I don't understand when they say these things. I'm pretty sure he was wearing some streetwear when he said that too, right? Listening to hip-hop music or playing hip-hop music in the background when he said that. That is literally Black American culture. Like, when they say Black Americans don't have culture, what do they mean? We have our own food. Again, music, so many genres, types of music, literature, multimedia, and like entertainment. When they say we don't have even religion. So we all know Black church is different from all types of churches. So when they say we don't have culture, I really want to ask one of them, what do you mean? What does that actually, like, what are y'all looking for that's missing? Because y'all participate, and this is for all non-Black, Black diaspora, everything. All of y'all participate in everything that is Black culture. What does that actually mean, Trick? I want them to answer that question.
I would love to hear it. Let me go down here to Bianca.
Ladies, thank you for having me up. I wanted to add to this conversation as well. I think the bigger thing is that me being almost 50 and growing up in a time where we totally was excited and respected and still do other people's culture and other people's experiences. Like when I went to New York, when I met my friend in high school and I went to visit her for a summer in Brooklyn, and I never knew about like a Caribbean Day parade and, just all this stuff. And I always thought it was interesting, like how people from other cultures could be so celebrated in our neighborhoods and in our country. And I think it's amazing how we have always been like, hey, let's share our space. But that being said, there was a point where stuff started to change, where you kind of started to see that the whispers were coming to the front. I didn't know that there was a disdain for Blackness, especially Black Americans. I never knew that. So when I found it out, it was disheartening because we've always embraced other people's culture. Like, to me, I've always felt like you gonna be your best you if you walking around being excited about who you are, but also extend that same level of respect and kindness and be honest about how invested you are in who we are, and don't throw rocks and hide your hands. Don't take parts of us that matter and that are significant, and then you want to pretend like it came from out of a vacuum. And I think that's the part that I think is disheartening and disrespectful. And so there comes to a point where Black people in America have a responsibility to step up and to identify who we are and make it clear that we stand 10 toes down on who we are. It has nothing to do with our disregard or any beef with anybody. It has nothing to do with that. It's that why can't we be prideful of who we are and what we stand for, just like you are of your culture? It almost feels like if we ran around with American flags, that people would be offended by it. It almost seems like anything we do, it's offensive, but it's okay if everybody tells us, you know, I'm a proud Italian, I'm a proud Latino, whatever Latin country they're from. But if Black people show any pride in who they are, it's almost blasphemy to people. And I just don't understand it. And I think Black people have gotten to the point where we're fed up with it. Because when you, this is the last thing I'll say. Not only do you feel a way about us being proud about our inventions and our creations that everyone tends to take from, but then you also have the audacity to disrespect, like, being in this country, how toe up Americans are. And they all say that it's adjacent to YT system. Oh, we're not talking about you. We're talking about YT people. But I think what people that come to this country don't understand is they took all of that stuff from us. It's ours. It's us. It's who we are. So when you disrespect America in a lot of ways, I'm not talking about the political stuff. I'm talking about the meats, the nuts and bolts of this country. You're disrespecting us, and we got a problem with it.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying, Bianca. I think that a lot of people don't want to unpack their anti-blackness and the fact that they actually believe what white people have told them, that Black people are not worth anything. And I honestly believe that is why everybody is so comfortable using the N-word. Just like the whole reason why I did this live was like the reason why Mexican OT, a Trump supporter, cosplaying, culturally appropriating rapper, was able to come and sit there in front of Black women and say, hey, I'm going to say the N-word and who going to do something about it, is because, you know, because of that. It's because of the lack of respect that people have for Black people, and no one wants to admit it. And I really wish that people
Who is
would.
that?
I would respect it more if you just said it with your chest. You know what I'm saying?
Who's
Lois, you can come up, sis. I was about to let you speak. Lois Lane. I was about to let you speak. Lois Lane, because you asked something in the comments. I didn't understand what you was asking.
wait?
Um,
Who's Mexican OT?
he's
That's why I
a
came.
rapper. He's a Mexican rapper. He's a Trump supporter too. He cosplay Black people. He just was on a lip service interview with Angela Yee and one of the other girls. I think her name is Cleopatra or something. Cleotrapa. She asked him why was he saying the N-word, and he was just saying the same stuff they always say. He grew up around Black people, which that don't mean nothing. And then he said like, and who's gonna stop me from doing it, essentially is what he said, you know. But you can look it up on TikTok. The clip is like right there for you. Like if you look up like Mexican OT lip service, you'll see the clip.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. And you want to know what's so real? You said something earlier I wanted to touch on. It was and I don't want to say this, but the men are more loose with that word, I'll say it like that, than the women. And due to a lot of interracial dating, that word got spread even more. I wish that they just take the word off the board altogether, because honestly, I'm highly offended by how far the word has came. Where it's in the fact that I live in New York and I see the young ones and they'll go back and forth and be like, hey, and you'll get some who will be like, oh, my bad. Then you get those who just look at you like you got 5 heads, and it's like, this shit is really out here like this. They're just N-word, N-word, N-word. Every freaking other sentence. N-word this, N-word that. You're like, damn. You say the N-word so damn much more than you speak Spanish.
Yeah, I agree. Let me go up here to Supervillain. Go ahead, Supervillain.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to piggyback off Bianca real quick. Then I had something else if I can remember. But even Bianca, when you were talking about just uh people talking about American culture, I don't even want to leave politics out of there. A lot of policy that enables a lot of non-black people to be here is because of black people. So we can even, I know what you mean, like politics now with T Rump and all the things that's going on, but major policies, especially with immigration and things of that nature, when people get here, the resources and things of that nature, a lot of that has to do with black American work. So even in the politics and the resources that they use to get ahead, this is what I'm saying. People don't understand black American contributions to this country because whitey people is not going to spread the culture or let you know how involved we are. It's up to us for people to know. And I just think a lot of the time, like when it comes to, I think we had mentioned like hairstyling earlier. Here's my thing with this. And I'm sorry, y'all know me, I'm a misandrist. Sorry, y'all know me, I'm a misandrist. It's always gonna circle back to the about wanting to gatekeep braids and locks and things like that. They'll do a live saying, well, how can black women say this when y'all wearing white tea women's wigs on your head? Like, first of all, y'all already know we're not wearing these wigs to look like white tea women. Like, there's no black woman wig out there looking like a white tea woman. Like, let's just be for real. It's assimilation, but we still make it our own. But when we try to gatekeep things that are to our culture, like cornrows, braids, locks, certain styles, we're called bitter, or we're called all these names, or we're attacked for it. We're beat down for it to the point where we just got to accept freaking everything. And again, I say we accept everything, then turn around, and when things aren't like what it used to be, where everybody's looking around like, what happened? I feel like black women try to do that the most, try to gatekeep, and we're beat down for it. We always try to gatekeep our culture, but our counterparts, I mean, it's to no avail because our counterparts is over there making it a free for all. Like someone said, just like the word, we're gonna be here mad that OT Mexican is using the N word. Meanwhile, is black men in this live right now about to go home and whisper sweet nothings to their non-black woman's ear, and she's gonna be calling him the N word all night long. So what's even the point of getting upset? They're allowing the other side to use it. Our counterparts are doing that. That's why I said what he said was specific, and if we didn't catch it, it went over a lot of our heads. He looked around in the room. There was already black women in the room. He looked around in the room and said there was 2 or 3. He said, what you gonna do about it? Exactly, because they're not gonna do nothing. And if they're doing anything, what they're doing is perpetuating it. They're allowing other people to say it. Their fellow rap stars who are non-black, the women that they date who are non-black. So then what are we sitting here getting upset for? We're not gonna make any change that we make. They are going to counter it by doing what they're doing already. I just want to throw that out there.
Want to know what's so sickening with just that ending? I know growing up, there were always problems between the Latinas and the BLK girls. And the Latinas were always protected either by their BLK friend who was a girl, or by their BLK friend who was a girl, or by their BLK mate. Fight a BLK girl in high school over his Latina girlfriend. And it's so crazy to me that when we did try to stand up for things, it was like we were more masculine. So I feel like that's why a lot of us just said, you know what, it is what it is with that word, because the brothers were supporting the people doing it. They were supporting the girls and their homeboys saying it. And when you asked them, they looked at you like you had the problem.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I mean, I definitely have seen that too. I'm not gonna say that I haven't. I have seen black men say, why you tripping? Why you tripping? They can say the N word, they family, and I'm just like, no, they not, and you shouldn't let them do it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like, me talking about it is really going to change anything, to be honest with you. It was just the reason why I wanted to have the live, and this live, I don't even want it to be that long in detail. I just had to get it off my chest because when I saw him sit there looking like that, looking like he need to go somewhere. And never mind, I was about to say something ignorant. I'm gonna bite my tongue and not even say nothing. I just say he looked like he need to be with his people, but instead of cosplaying like he want to be something else. I really was just flabbergasted that he would have the nerve and the audacity. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I wish that, like I said before, that 15 black men that stand on business would have just popped out of the shadows and get put hands and feet on them, because man, I just, that type of level of cockiness and arrogance that you feel like you can just disrespect the black community and everybody's supposed to just let you do it for what? For what? Because you don't love black people. You think being a black person is cool and you want to portray to be one and wear us like a costume, all the while just using us. You know what I'm saying? And being a Trump supporter and everything else, use a different disrespectful dude. He just pissed me off. Like, that's somebody I just it's so much more that I want to say, but I know I can't say it on YouTube or TikTok, so I won't say nothing. But I'm in this live, you guys. But I'm gonna let everybody speak again before I get out of here. I'll start at the top with Super Villain. Go ahead, sis.
And I just wanted to do a sidebar because again, I'm always up here for black women, and black women only. Well, I'm here for all women, but specifically black women. I'll say that. I just want to point to the fact that when it comes to things that go wrong in our communities, our neighborhoods, the mothers, the women are always at fault and to blame. But when it's other communities, it's crickets. No one's saying how the anti-black culture in a lot of these other communities are fostered by the women, the mothers. They're not going to say that because that's the women they date. But notice how they're okay with anti-blackness culture being perpetuated in these other communities, but when it comes to us and our communities and the things that happen, it's all our fault. So this is just one of those things that I just want to bring attention to black women, because black women, I tell you all the time, there's nothing wrong with you. You are a human being like everyone else. The only sin we committed was being less proximal to white T-ness in a world where white T-ness is currency. And we're going to love not being white T. We love our blackness each and every day, whether we got an afro, tall to the sun, or a bust down blonde 613 wig. We love being blonde, or a bust down blonde 613 wig. We love being black, and that's why they're mad at us. Trig, thank you so much for the space, the commentary. Y'all have a great day, and get these likes up. Let's get her to the likes she deserves. Thank you, Trig. I yield.
Oh, no problem, sis. And you know what? That just made me think about, have you guys ever seen this black guy that comes on? He be on TikTok, right? He be wearing like this really bad wig, and he be going everywhere bothering black women and asking them why they got wigs on and telling them like why they trying to be white and all this other stuff. Well, I saw like a video clip of a black man approaching him, and he was like, "You always saying that black women be trying to be white when they wear these wigs, but why you not going nowhere to these white women and asking them why they want to be black? Why they out here wearing braids? Why they out here doing all this other stuff?" And he was stuck on stupid, didn't even know what to say. Cause it's like, y'all not talking about these white women getting BBLs, or these white women pumping their lips up with Fix-A-Flat, or these white women going risking cancer, getting tanned or burning their skin off, or getting spray tans, or wearing the nails and all the other things that they done stolen from black women. Nobody ever talk about that. But y'all want to talk about some wigs. But anyway, go ahead, Queen.
Greg, real quick, exactly, and that's why I said our only sin is being the farthest from white T-ness, because we can take a wig off tomorrow. We can take it off right now. Why are y'all so fixated on something temporary? But other women can walk around with Fix-A-Flat and they're fine. No judgment. But a wig that we can literally take on and take off, that's the biggest problem in the world. That was a great point, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Sorry to interrupt.
Can I just piggyback off of that? The one thing about black women altogether is our black magic. These brothers can find exactly who they want. We come in natural, we come in bust downs, as my sister on top just stated. So honestly, I just wish they really find their ways and get it together, because they want to punch down on us as a whole. And I really don't understand, because there's so many options. Listen, I salute even the pick-me's. Do you understand me? Because they're needed. You feel me? I salute the independent thinker, the entrepreneur, because our men need those sort of women as well. And that's the beautiful thing about being BLK, especially a woman. We're hardworking and we're nurturing and we're feminine and we could switch it up when we want to. So it's just crazy to me how they choose to basically want to uplift one race, protect other races, but forget about their sisters who stood side by side since we were in the fields. Sister, I wish you the moon, the stars, and the sun and all above. You had a wonderful panel, and thank you for having me today.
No problem, Queen. I think this is the first time I had a chance to talk to you. I think you're a very intelligent sister, and hopefully I get a chance to talk to you again.
You shared a lot. Anytime. You ladies are beautiful.
All right. You too, sis. All right, well, let me go down here to Bianca. Go ahead, Bianca.
Hey, thank you for having me. This was amazing live. I just wanted to finish off too. I wanted to agree with Supervillain that it's very interesting in regards to not only the cosplaying, the anti-blackness, but I think that that's one thing that Black women trigger in Black men and everyone else is, people could disagree, but I just think with all immigrant groups, especially if they are, with the exception of us, I feel like Black women, American women, don't tend to have in my belief, growing up, I didn't really see us struggling. With anti-blackness in the level that I see other cultures. And if I'm wrong, someone please correct me. But just from what I've seen, and so I think it triggers in Black men and other groups. How dare we show up and be authentically us, even when we're being pulled and prodded and picked apart and constantly analyzed and antagonized for who we are and how we show up. And I think that because of Black women's strength, I think it irks the demons and the energy that other people have, and they almost want to fault us for it. And so like this day and time right now where all this ugliness is coming to the forefront, when everybody thought they had it in the bag by getting this guy into the White House, and that, hey, the hammer was going to come down on Black American folks. The way people are speaking out loud, it kind of feels like, oh, y'all thought we was going to get hit. Y'all thought we was going to get the left hook and the right hook. So it starts to feel disingenuous that all of a sudden Black men are loving us and praising us. And at the same token, all these other groups are like, hey, we all need to come together. And it's just like, it's cool, but do it out of the kindness of your heart. Do it from a genuine place. Black women always stood 10 toes down and stood on business. So yeah, I have to agree with Supervillain that I'm here to support Black women, because ultimately Black men are the ones that open the door for the level of disrespect that has come in. And so now everybody's having to face their consequences for putting us out there to be vulnerable and have to defend ourselves. I'm almost 50. I've been dealing with this since I was a kid. And I grew up in California, where everything's beautiful to a Black man, but a Black woman on average. Not all of them, but collectively. So I just find it to be ironic, but I'm one of those people, I'm just going to sit back and watch because I see the game. And thank you for having me.
No problem, sis. It's always good to hear you speak as well, Bianca. For real. And I agree with everything that you ladies said. I really do. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that this live is kind of anticlimactic, because at the end of the day, what can we do? I don't know. But I do think that sometimes it's good just to have these conversations. So, and like I said, I needed to get this off my chest and discuss this with you guys, with you ladies. So, all right, well, if you're a Black woman listening to this, just know that you're awesome, you're amazing, you're special, you're valuable. I hope that you have a great weekend. And I'll try to come back tomorrow with a different topic.